Hello, everyone, and welcome to another educational session with Reclaiming Intimacy. My name is Jen, and I'm the Director of Educational Services. If you are new to Reclaiming Intimacy, we are an advocacy organization that focuses solely on sexual dysfunction, intimacy issues, and sexual health. And we do that nationwide and around the globe. And today we have one of our partners with us. This is Jackie from Imerman Angels. Reclaiming Intimacy partnered with Imerman Angels a couple of years ago because we just thought they were a fantastic organization that works so hard to make sure that people do not have to face cancer or their journey alone. And so I would like to start by having Jackie kind of introduce herself and give your background.
Hi, thank you, Jen. I appreciate it. It's been an honor working with y'all. Definitely appreciate your mission as well. So how I got to Imerman Angels, a little background about me. Unfortunately, years ago, I had lost my mom, my aunt, my grandmother all to cancer. So my experience with cancer was really as a caregiver, someone taking care of their loved one and going through these experiences alone. And, really didn't have anybody that understood what I was going through. And then, ironically, I met somebody in the dog park. Um, and she was telling me a little bit about her and her background, and then she started talking about Imerman Angels because she was a volunteer for Imerman. And I was like, what? I had no idea this mission existed, that you could actually talk to somebody that had gone through this experience. Like, tell me more. So I went home and looked up mermaid angels because what is an Imerman? Didn't find Imerman right away, and we'll help you with getting connected to us with the right spelling. Very important.
Absolutely.
But nonetheless, it is a miraculous mission, as a mermaid may be. But yeah, so got connected through my new friend, found out about Imerman Angels, and just became a volunteer. And now, over 10 years later, I'm still involved and loving every moment of it. Is my honor to really connect people to others that have been there, done that through the cancer journey. So really, it's, a lot of people don't like titles. But we have to do that in order to keep our mission concise. So we go
Right.
with, we connect any cancer fighter, survivor, caregiver, previvor to someone else that can, you know, uh, talk about and comfort them and provide that understanding and support from somebody that's been there. And we do this on this one-on-one, peer-to-peer level, globally. It's
That's
for
awesome.
all ages, all stages, over 113 countries last year, and 17 years this year. So
17
um,
years. That's
yeah,
amazing.
big kids. We're the big kids. So
That's awesome.
yeah. And so being with the organization, over 10 years, fast forward to 2019, my sister got diagnosed with stage 4 breast. Um, and then unfortunately, while I was cold capping her, I literally got the call from my dermatologist to let me know that I had skin cancer as well.
Oh,
So definitely very personal and professional connection here. But, love that we're able to provide the support to your users. Um, our mission's free, to be able to connect more people. Our biggest issue is that not enough people know about us. And so that's why your partnership really means a lot to us, because we're really handling more than just the cancer diagnosis. As you will, the people you probably see are talking about that they have intimacy issues because they're a cancer patient, or even the
absolutely.
caregivers, right? And so that's where we can help y'all connect and make sure that people are going through this experience can talk to somebody who's been there, done that. So thank you for your support and understanding of our mission, for sure.
Absolutely. That's another thing that kind of really keyed us into you guys is that in our area where we're located in Indiana, Imerman Angels isn't known about. There's not really any organizations locally or near to us that have partnered with you guys, and so that's kind of where we wanted to kind of step up and kind of
Mm.
start, getting that information out there for people because we too feel that what you do is top of the line important. I mean, I just have to say the whole Merman Angels, that's hilarious. That's it's like
It does
something I
help
would do,
people
so it's
remember a
really good.
name, so that's
Yeah. Yeah. So with Imerman Angels, you mentioned, people supporting people essentially, and you call those people mentor angels.
yes, correct.
So how would a person learn more about becoming a mentor angel, or what do they have to do to check that out?
Mhm. So, I mean, obviously, you can go to our website and hopefully we'll have that in writing, but,
Absolutely.
immermanangels.org. You can, look at us there. You can look on social media. We have all the social media platforms, videos and everything on social media. So, but basically, a mentor angel is that person, that volunteer that has been there, has gone through this experience, and wants to throw that life raft back. We've been told that a lot of times cancer makes people feel like the victim, and making them a mentor angel makes them feel like the hero. And that's really a powerful gift that we're able to give repeatedly, and the magic that gets created in our mission is unexplainable. It's just the stories we hear, it sends chills to all of us. And we're thrilled to have these people, but we have to continue to recruit for these wonderful people, that we call our mentor angels. And so these are people that, again, they could have one or two conversations with someone, but it could change their lives. It could turn into a friendship. It could be somebody that just supports somebody else through treatment. We just never know. We've had some crazy stories. People fly across the world literally to meet their mentors.
That's
People
awesome.
have gone on cruises together. So you just never know.
And then so how would, like, if I wanted to sign up to have an angel, how would I do that? And then how do you pair the right people together?
Sure. So same way you would go to our website, so www.immermanangels.org. If you're seeking support, you would look on our website, request support. If you want to become a mentor, you go to become, and give support. And depending on your background, whether you are a caregiver or a survivor or fighter, you would pick different links that are available to you. And then we reach out to you after you've registered. You do get scheduled for a call, and we'll reach out to you and have a call with you and hear about your experience and prioritize your needs. And if you're becoming a mentor, we'll hear your experience. And when the time is right, we will match you with the person that matches your experience. So I like to tell people that are becoming mentors, don't think you're tethered to the phone now. It's not like that. It's very specific. So we're only matching when somebody comes up that meets the criteria of what you've gone through. And then we'll reach out to you, ask you if you're available. If you say yes, then we match you. When you're looking for support, you tell us what you need, and then we look for that person and get you connected to that person that you have said, and what you're looking for. We'll look for that person for you. So it's this one-to-one, very precise match as close as possible.
Okay. And then once you're paired up with your person, we'll say, are there any requirements or things that have to happen, or is this just kind of an open flowing, relationship?
That's the beauty of the program. Really, it is kind of this open, opportunity. We hope that people at least talk once or twice, because, it's not our place to judge what they want. Maybe they only
Right.
have a few questions. But I would say that more times than none, it turns into more than one or two conversations. People really enjoy having that opportunity. And I think that oftentimes there's almost like this imaginary wall that exists from,
Yes.
people that don't understand what you're going through. And then when you meet somebody that has, it's like, wow, it's like mind blowing. You're like, oh my
It's
gosh,
not
where have you
just
been?
me. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And so they get really excited to be able to share these conversations and get this understanding and comfort from this very specific person. And I can say too, like oftentimes we hear from our caregivers, there's stuff that they don't want to talk with, the person that's going through the cancer experience with. They don't want to share some of this information. So they really need an outlet, and
Yeah.
so they'll go, they oftentimes, the caregivers don't realize that we offer the support to them. So I like to emphasize that we do, because, and I don't want to sound like a cliche, but like a lot of times people are like, you know, if the caregiver isn't strong enough, for their fighter, they can't be the best caregiver that they could be if they, that kind of thing. But it's true. Like you really, really do need to have somebody there, and making sure that the caregiver is
Yes.
is in the best condition that they can be, and that that they have some direction, they have some support, they have some understanding too. So everybody needs the support. And I'm not just saying that.
Yeah, no, that's
I've
true.
done
It's very true.
that.
No, and I
So,
I also like that you guys include previvors with all that you do too,
yeah,
to kind of really encompass everyone that could be affected by cancer. And
yes.
just something that you said, that I totally agree with, that sometimes people, in their own group, their own family, their own friends, even their own doctors and medical team, there's just this discomfort, and that we run into that as well with what we do, where sometimes people like to have some outsider to talk to bounce things off of, that they know they don't know, that they're not going to see in their town, and that they don't have to
Mhm.
interact with. It kind of helps to allow them to open up and be honest, and really
Yeah,
experience everything, which is awesome.
yeah.
So another question then, for maybe other organizations, because I know that you guys, are trying to get everywhere to get more volunteers and things like that. So how would an organization like ours
Mhm.
partner with Imerman Angels?
So, very easily. You contact us through the website, or call our number. So that's 877-274-5529. Call and let us know that you're interested in partnering, because, this mission is no small task. We need everybody that's willing to support. And Jen, too, I'd like to address the previvor element real quick, in case
Sure.
the listeners don't understand what a previvor is, because I do realize it's a relatively newer term, and you and I know it, but
Yeah.
um, so a previvor is anybody that is predisposed in their genetics to potentially be at higher risk to receive a cancer diagnosis. So what that means is, again, a little bit higher terms here, is like somebody that has had a lot of family members potentially go through cancer, and it is because they have in their genes, in their makeup, their genetic makeup, a gene that is leading them to have these cancer diagnoses. And so as a previvor, somebody that gets a genetic test, you get results back saying you may have BRCA, BRCA, you might have Lynch, you may have Leaf-Fermani. There's a lot of different genetic mutations, unfortunately, that could lead to a higher risk. And so we help those people as well get to, connected to somebody for prophylactic preventative procedures. So thank you for mentioning again the previvor
Yeah.
element, but just wanted to clear that up.
Yeah, thanks for kind of defining that, because that is a little bit newer, and I find a lot that people are kind of like, wait, what did you just say? Previvor? Makes sense once
Yeah,
you explain it. They're like, oh, okay, that's
right.
perfect, but
Right.
it's just not out there yet.
Yeah.
Um, so with Imerman Angels and everything being free for people, that
Mhm.
brings up fundraising and events. And I know that you guys do lots of events and things like that. So you want to talk about some of those events that, like the public or people just around the USA could participate in?
Sure. So nice enough, like obviously the pandemic has done not some great stuff, but
Ooh.
also has led people to think very differently. And so now Imerman Angels does offer free virtual community events. They're all educational, kind of like what you're doing here. So please, if you are interested at all, we talk about really amazing topics and would love more participation there. But you could always go to our website to find out more and when they are scheduled. We also have an event that's annual called the Brunch Run. It does take place in Chicago, on the beach, nonetheless.
Ooh.
And we would love people to come to that. So we always have between 1,000, 2,000 people that attend this event, but people do come from far and wide to meet people in person. It is a run, walk, and also eating event. That's the key word for me is
Right.
eating. Um, so this allows people to meet their mentors and mentees in person, and it's a magical day. One of my faves, I have to say.
That's awesome.
And then we have Chicago Marathon. We also have a New York Marathon and newly added a Berlin. So Berlin Marathon. So this is all again on our website. You could find out more there to be
Do
able
you
to purchase.
I know, in this past year, you guys allowed some virtual participation on things too. Is that still something that's happening?
So yeah, so we had virtual attendees for the brunch run, uh
Okay.
and also for these community events.
Okay.
So
I
yeah,
think that
so
I
that'll.
think that's
Mhm.
helpful for some people just because I know a lot of people, especially people we deal with, are kind of homebound. They don't get out as much. And
Yeah,
so they still want to help. And so those kind of virtual events are super for people like that. On the same lines of
yeah.
the fundraising for people to join, are there
Mhm.
different ways that organizations can support Imerman Angels, fundraising wise, monetarily, sponsorships, or is it just kind of the same events for them as well?
Just don't stop. Keep it coming. All those ideas. Yes. so, so yes. So obviously, partnerships, we can enter into those with organizations, projects, really helping us move the needle in some projects. These projects that we are doing are helping the community. One is that we're looking at connecting people on clinical trials more. And so like financially supporting projects like that, and making sure that we can, we have the means in which we need to get this to happen. So that's always an option. And there's, I mean, our mission is free, right? But our work is not. So
Right.
to to have people come in and support in so many different ways is essential for us. So we're always looking for more collaborations and support for sure. Donating is great. I am horrible at asking for money. I'm not gonna lie.
Same.
But
Yep.
but of course, like, unfortunately, it's needed,
Yeah.
and it helps us do what we need to do. So yeah, so we definitely need the support for sure.
Yeah, it is. That's one of those challenging things with fundraising and doing things for free and programs. It is difficult to ask, but at the heart of it, the things that we are doing and helping people, it makes it all worth it. And it makes
Right.
it, it makes it okay. We might sweat a little and get a little anxious when asking, but we'll get through it.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure.
Okay, so is there anything else about Immerman Angels that I didn't touch on or ask about that you think would be important to share with everyone?
Yeah, I guess just, really getting into understanding what we're doing. So, I mean, obviously, we're connecting people that have been there, done that, but like maybe I need to break it down a little bit more, like just to make sure that, your users understand that, yes, we're connecting most of the time on diagnosis to diagnosis. You do have to have a cancer diagnosis or be a caregiver to cancer or a previvor of cancer. So in our mission, it is cancer related. So just to clarify that. And clarifying that you could be anywhere along this journey. So it may be that you want to touch base with somebody that's having already gone through maybe a stage 3 breast cancer diagnosis and had to have a double mastectomy, but having issues with intimacy. And so we could connect you with another person that also is having issues with intimacy. Or it could be a caregiver that has a husband that had prostate cancer and really wants to connect on what it's like to be a caregiver to someone going through prostate cancer and all the challenges and side effects of that. It could be, somebody that is trying to deal with fertility, and issues around that. So our mission is about the cancer, but it's also that we really believe you're more than your cancer diagnosis. We understand that there's so much around the cancer diagnosis. It doesn't just stop, it doesn't end when your
Right.
treatment is over. It's way more than that. And so it's essential for people to understand that we're here for the entire experience.
Yeah, from start to
Sometimes,
finish,
right.
whenever that is. Yeah.
Exactly. And multiple times if you need,
Yeah.
So, but that's really something that I want to make sure to clarify, because, just saying been there, done that is not inclusive to everything, the magic that gets created
Right.
at our organization. So, we've had people, I can think of one woman who she went through her colon cancer experience, and then she was like, I really want to have a baby afterwards. I'm talking about family planning. Can I connect with somebody who did IVF, who did surrogacy, who did adoption, who had natural birth? And so we gave her 4 mentors, because it's really about all of that,
Yeah.
you know so very important to bring up, for sure.
Yeah, I think that was very good information. I like the way that you broke that down, and that's neat that in that case, that person got 4 people, so 4 different
Mhm,
experiences, 4 different sets of tips and tricks and suggestions and
mhm,
connections. That's just fantastic. And going through a journey that is lonely and it really does set you back in your life, that can only bring you back to the surface. There's nothing really that having a mentor could hurt. So it's definitely worth checking into. So anyone watching today, if you, your family members, your friends are going through cancer, and they don't have a mentor, and even if they have a great caregiver and a great supportive team, having an extra person does not hurt. So I would definitely recommend reaching out to Imerman Angels, to Jackie. You can find their information through our website, and we will have all the links below this video when it's posted. Jackie, I thank you so much for joining us today and telling us all about Imerman Angels. I hope that this video kind of spreads around so more people can learn about just what it is and how good and important it is. And I hope maybe we can make some headway here in the Midwest together.
yeah, me too. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
no problem. All right, everyone. Well, until next time with our next educational session, we will see you then. Have a great week. Thanks, Jackie.